News Hour Special Edition.
Welcome back here with us on Times Now. This is News Hour Special Edition. Let's now focus on another big story of the day. To mark the completion of 7 months of the farmers' agitation, the farmers today observed Save Farmers, Save Democracy Day across the country. In fact, they submitted memorandums to all governors in the name of President. In fact, in Panchkula, pushing the barricades aside, hundreds of farmers, in fact, marched towards Governor's home in Chandigarh. However, in the national capital, farmer leaders spoke virtually to LG Anil Baijal because they claimed that they were not allowed to meet him in person. Police had to use water cannons in Mohali because situation became a little out of control there. And on the other hand, here in Delhi too, the security had to be beefed up. Take a look at this report.
Call given by the farmers to hand over the memorandum to the governors of Punjab and Haryana. Today we have seen that the farmers from Punjab and Haryana, they have reached capital of both the states, the Chandigarh, and from Punjab side we have seen that farmers, they were able to cross the multiple barricades. Water can was used to disperse them, but finally the farmers, they reached at the Punjab governor house and hand over the governor. If we can talk about Haryana side, Haryana farmers, they had already reached at Panchkula. They had also broken the first barricade. They were reached at the entry point of Chandigarh, but the Chandigarh administration as well as the Panchkula administration, they were able to convince the farmer, and finally a delegation of the farmers was taken to the Haryana governor house where the memorandum had been given. The farmers, they were very clear. They want to convey their message to the President of India through governors that all the central agriculture farm bill should be repealed immediately, and that's why this program had been called by the farmer unions, and that's why the farmers were on the roads, and that was one of the reasons why the barricades had been broken by the farmer to reach to the governors of the respective states so that their message should be conveyed to the President of India. With Vijay Yashpal Singh, this is Group Singh China for Times Now, Chandigarh.
You're watching the News Hour Special Edition, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
An Intel report, in fact, had also suggested that Pakistan's ISI may sabotage Kisan Andolan. However, Kisan Neta Rakesh Tikait dismissed the warning and saw this as a bid to discredit the farmer agitation. That's our big debate this evening. We have with us Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP, Shehzad Poonawala, who is a Times Now contributor. He's a lawyer too. We have Mohammad Altaf, JDS spokesperson, and also Digambar Singh, Youth State President, BKU. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us on Times Now. Sanju Verma, let me begin this discussion with you this time. I want to ask you, how is this stalemate really going to end? Because today, 7 months have been completed. The Union Agriculture Minister once again proposed to the farmers that there should be talks. But then what we saw on the streets today, a complete chaos, once again kind of a situation. So how is the stalemate really going to end?
You know, Hina, that's a very pertinent question. I'll just say this. As you said, not only Mr. Narendra Singh Tomar, the Union Agriculture Minister, but the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, on umpteen occasions, with folded hands, has appealed to the farmers, saying that they are big stakeholders in the nation-building exercise. We respect them. They are the Annadata, the Urja Data. But equally, I want to make it very clear that the government is very clear. These 3 farm laws will not be taken back, will not be taken down, will not be abrogated. The Modi government on umpteen occasions told the farmers we are available for clause by clause discussions. We have assured them that there is no going back. MSP will continue. There's no status quo change on that front. Tell me one thing, Hina. Just in the months of April and May 2021, do you know how much MSP was given merely to wheat growing farmers? 21,000 crore. And you will be surprised to know that of this 21,000 crore, 8,800 crores was given by way of MSP payout to just the wheat growing farmers of Punjab. 8,800 crores out of 21,000 crores in just flat 2 months. So I
Right.
think the Modi government believes in action. We don't believe in, engaging
Okay.
with platitudes. What I think is that under the garb of a farmers' protest, this whole thing, Hina, has now become highly politicized. Why should Rakesh Tikait go and meet
Okay.
Mamata Banerjee? Why should Rakesh Tikait say that हम तो अभी बीजेपी को उत्तर प्रदेश में हराएंगे? Why should Rakesh Tikait say जब तक आर्टिकल 370 नहीं हटता, we will continue with our आंदोलन? These are not farmers. Bhuta Singh.
So it is no longer just about farmers and their interest. It is politics.
These are Andolan Jeevis.
Okay.
They are not farmers.
It is politics that has now cast its shadow on Kisan Andolan. That's your viewpoint. Stay with us, Sanju Verma. दिगंबर सिंह, मैं आपसे पूछना चाहती हूँ कि कई बार हम देख रहे हैं कि आप ब्लैक डे ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हैं. आज किसान जो है वो अलग अलग राजभवन पर गए अपना मेमोरेंडम देने के लिए, लेकिन सरकार के साथ बातचीत को ऐसा लगता है कि आप लोग तैयार नहीं हैं. तो ये खत्म कैसे होगी जो पूरा अभी जो मामला चल रहा है? कैसे आपको लगता है इसका कोई सोल्यूशन, कोई हल निकल पाएगा? बताइए मुझे.
देखिए, समाधान सरकार के पास है. सरकार जब चाहे तब समाधान इसका निकल सकता है. और आपने जो बात कही कि आप बातचीत के लिए तैयार नहीं हो, इस बात पे मेरा ऑब्जेक्शन है कि किसान बातचीत के लिए लगातार तैयार है. किसान बार बार कह रहा है, किसानों ने चिट्ठी भी लिखी संयुक्त किसान मोर्चा ने कि हम बातचीत के लिए तैयार हैं, लेकिन शर्तों पे बातचीत नहीं होगी. जो शर्तों पे सरकार बात करना चाहती है,
ये काले कानून है, इनको वापस लो. मैं आपको याद दिलाना चाहती हूँ कि ये
संजू वर्मा एक मिनट आप रुकिए. संजू वर्मा एक मिनट, उनको अपनी बात कह लेने दीजिए. संजू वर्मा
संजू वर्मा जी सुनिए. संजू वर्मा जी सुनिए. केवल ज्यादा बोलने से काम नहीं चलेगा. अगर आप बातचीत करना चाहते हो तो किसान बातचीत के लिए तैयार है. नहीं, संजू वर्मा जी बीच में क्या बोल रही है?
दिगंबर सिंह
अगर
जी,
बात करनी है किसानों की बात सुनिए,
आप मुझे एक बात
इनको आदत
बताइए.
डालिए. पहले संजू वर्मा जी अपनी बात
प्लीज वन सेकंड, इट्स अ
आदत
रिक्वेस्ट.
डालिए.
नहीं, दिगंबर सिंह जी, मैं आपसे सीधा सवाल पूछ रही हूं. आपने अभी बोला है कि आप बातचीत को तैयार हैं. आज 7 महीने पूरे हो गए हैं आपके प्रोटेस्ट को. आज जो एग्रीकल्चर मंत्री हैं नरेंद्र सिंह तोमर, उन्होंने भी ट्वीट किया है, एक मैसेज दिया है कि मैं सभी किसान यूनियन के लोगों को कहना चाहता हूं कि उनको अपना आंदोलन समाप्त करना चाहिए. भारत सरकार कानून के किसी भी प्रावधान पर बात करने के लिए भी तैयार है और उसका निराकरण करने के लिए भी तैयार है. आप बोलते हैं आप भी बातचीत को तैयार है, वो बोलते हैं वो भी बातचीत को तैयार है. तो बातचीत हो क्यों नहीं रही है, ये बताइए आप मेरे को.
नहीं, ये सरकार बताएगी. क्या जो कृषि मंत्री हैं उन्होंने क्या कोई जगह बताई, कोई डेट बताई? क्या कोई जगह और डेट भी बताई है क्या उसकी
नहीं,
बातचीत
तो
के लिए?
आप बताइए ना. अभी तक आप बोल रहे थे कि वो साइड बात नहीं करना चाहती है.
तय किए, बिना जगह तय किए बातचीत होगी?
चेंज करते हैं. मोहम्मद
आप बातचीत करा दो ना. बातचीत करा दे. हम तो आपसे कह रहे हैं कि आप बातचीत करा दो.
हम तो आपको मौका दे रहे हैं. आपके साथ में बीजेपी स्पोक्स पर्सन भी हैं. आप रखिए अपनी बात कि आप तैयार हैं, बिना किसी कंडीशन के बात करेंगे. क्यों संजू वर्मा बात नहीं करवाएंगी आपकी?
हम तो कह रहे हैं. और कैसे कहें जो इनका डेलीगेशन है, किसान नेताओं का डेलीगेशन भी बैठ जाएगा. आप बातचीत करा दो भाई, टीवी के माध्यम से बातचीत करा दो, पूरा देश सुन लेगा. ये भी पता चल जाएगा कानून के अंदर क्या काला है क्या नहीं है. बातचीत चाहते हैं.
प्लीज गेट दैट लाउड एंड क्लियर. आंदोलन करना है.
It is very unfortunate.
Okay, Sanju Verma, let Mohammad Altaf also respond. Yes.
संजू वर्मा जी आप सीमाएं लांग रहे.
दिगंबर सिंह जी, आपने अपनी बात कह ली है. अब बाकी लोगों को भी अपनी बात कह देने दीजिए. मेरे पास बहुत कम समय है. मोहम्मद अल्ताफ प्लीज. मोहिद अल्ताफ, आई एम सॉरी, मोहिद अल्ताफ.
Yeah, it is very unfortunate, Hina, that today, 26 June, the day has been marked as Save the Agriculture and Save Democracy. BJP now, Sanju Verma was just saying that we will not take back the laws, black laws. And another way, they say they want to have a talk with the farmers, the union farmers who are protesting, and the farmers also are ready to take, to discuss. But you see the arrogancy of the BJP. They say they will not take back the law. And one side they say they won't take back the law, and one side they say they want to. Can you hear me?
Okay, Shehzad Poonawalla, you've heard all the three sides here. What is your point of view? And, in any case, the laws are on hold. They are not being implemented.
First of all, Hina, these laws, the implementation of these laws has been stayed by the Supreme Court. So there's no reason for anybody to be protesting. But for me to take Mr. Altaf seriously, I need him to answer two very quick questions. One, your former ally with whom you formed a government, after 2019 you were in government with them, actually proposed the abolition and complete removal of the APMC Act. So if you were so against these laws, you call them black laws, why did you go into alliance with somebody who wanted to abolish the laws, wanted to do away with Essential Commodities Act? And secondly, Mr. Altaf, can you please tell me how many crops there are MSP given on, so that I can at least take this conversation with you seriously? Do you know how many crops MSP is given on without Googling?
So, Mr. Shehzad Poonawalla, see, Lions, what we had objected was what we had objected was on a different line of now the safeguard of these farmers has to be
किसानों का इस्तेमाल पॉलिटिक्स पर मत करो कि एमएसपी कितने क्रॉप पर मिलती है, गूगल करे बिना बताओ।
नहीं, गूगल करने के बिना बात की नहीं है सवाल यहाँ पे। एमएसपी कितने दे रहे हैं अभी आप संजू वर्मा ने बताया कि
सवाल ये है कि क्या एक्चुअली में पॉलिटिक्स ज्यादा हो रही है और किसान आंदोलन के नाम पर पॉलिटिक्स की जा रही है? दैट्स द क्वेश्चन वी आर आस्किंग बिकॉज दीज लॉज आर ऑन होल्ड राइट नाउ. So shouldn't there be a change in strategy, because we are in the middle of a pandemic? The kind of scenes that we've got from parts of Delhi and Punjab and Haryana are scary. Third wave is inevitable. That's the thing that we want to highlight. Everyone has got a right to protest, but then also needs to see what's happening in the country. And I really hope the stalemate ends soon. I thank all my guests for joining us. I'm completely out of time. Sanju Verma, Shehzad Poonawalla, Mohit Altaf and Digambar Seth, thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. We have to now move on and talk about another important worry that is there right now, and it is about Delta Plus variant. Till now, it was just Delta, which was a variant which was becoming a big cause of concern. Now, Delta Plus is also a cause of concern. It is also seen as a highly transmissible variant, and India has got more than 50 cases right now, and it is a worry. How should we deal with it? Let's go across to Dr. Dileep Mavalankar, who is Director IIPH, joining us on the broadcast. We also have with us Rajiv Dasgupta, who is an epidemiologist and member National Task Force. Thank you very much, both of you, for joining us. Rajiv Dasgupta, how scary is this Delta Plus variant?
A variant can be scary for two reasons: either if it is more fatal or if it is more transmissible. Now, the Delta variant itself is one of the most highly transmissible variants, and we have seen its effect in the ferocity of the second wave that India went through, and some states are still not out of the woods. So the Delta variant itself is highly transmissible, and therefore it has the ability to completely overwhelm the health service system, and we have seen that. Now the question is whether the Delta Plus variant is more transmissible than that. There isn't adequate evidence of that. Is it more fatal? Still too early to say. Therefore, at this point, the Delta Plus variant, while being labeled a variant of concern, is being closely watched, but there is no evidence as of now to panic that it is far more dangerous than the Delta variant which India has witnessed.
Okay. Dr. Dileep Mavalankar, now if we do not have enough information about this Delta Plus variant, what exactly are its characteristics? Of course, we are still studying it. Should we start getting into that, lockdown kind of a mode? I'm not talking about a complete lockdown, but, a phase wherein we have some restrictions on certain activities, at least in those states where this has been found, so that we don't see a repeat of what happened at the peak of the second wave, sir?
Yeah.
So I think we have to keep a very close watch. I won't say that we have to yet lock down or any such steps, because these are very serious steps and damage the economy. But as there are only 50 cases or so now, we have to closely do more testing to find out what is the percentage of cases. See, one of the problems with media is they report the cases, but out of how many tests done, what proportion? Maharashtra has reported it is 6% of the total tests done which are positive for this variant. Similarly, each state we should know how many tests done and how many are coming positive. So that is first type information. Second is in Gujarat, at least newspapers are reporting that the test results came after 70 days. The 2 Gujarat positive cases which have been recently reported, they were picked up in April samples and the results came in June end. So I think we have to also look at when is this sample taken and when is the result coming? What is the turnaround time? So it is not that we are discovering it now. When was the infection picked up and sample picked up? So all that granular data has to be with the health department, with the public. We should know with the district administration. Then they can take action. Second is how many secondary cases developed in their families. Because if you want to assess really how infectious this is, there are 2 ways. One is you look at in the laboratory, in the cultures of the viruses, how culture of the culture medium, how fast the virus infects the cell. That is one way. Second is to look for secondary cases from those and how many died, how many survived. What I understand is 2 to 3 out of these 40 or 50 cases have died. So what is the mortality rate of this? So unless we do in-depth analysis,
very interesting.
Look at the cases and outcomes.
So there is no need to panic. That's the sense that you both have given to us this evening. We need to, of course, study its characteristics further and need to, of course, be extremely cautious. Thank you very much, Dr. Dilip Mavalankar and Rajiv Dasgupta, for joining us here on Times Now. We have to slip into a short break. More news and updates on your way on the other side. Stay with us.
The News Hour Special Edition.